This is Sunil Yadav. In last few sessions, we covered how we can declare variables, how we can define the variables, right, and cover string and other variables. So in this session, I am going to cover some other variables like how we can define big decimal data types in Kotlin. So let's get started. So I'm going to here, and we can see here is I already defined one file like other data types k.kt. So here what I'm going to do, let's remove everything and start with it. So I'm saying well big decimal, right? In Java, how generally we do, right? Generally in Java we do like big decimal. Okay, we're saying big decimal variable name decimal. Okay, then new big decimal. Okay, and then we can pass some number here, right? 90 suppose. But this is not Java program we are writing here. We are writing Kotlin. So how generally we do here, we are saying this is val type, means immutable variable, and I'm giving this variable name. And here if you see the new keyword, we don't need to instance the class in Kotlin. By default you don't need it, so we can remove this new, and now this big decimal class is created. Okay, so I told you previously, right? If you once you declare the field type val, that means immutable, you can't change it. Now I'm going to show you how we can declare and we can change the value, but how we can going to do that. But that is ideal condition. So let's go over. So we can see here. Let's create one more variable, val big decimal other. I'm going to say other name. Okay, so here, but here if I'm trying to declare one variable like val type big decimal, so if you are trying to declare a variables type, but compiler don't know what is the data type you are declaring here. So if you see the first line number 7, we are saying, hey, this is big decimal. So compiler know you are trying to declare big decimal variable as a big decimal, right? But here compiler don't know, so we must need to explicitly define to say, hey compiler, this data type will be the big decimal. Now compiler understand this data type is going to be big decimal. But suppose if we want to use this data type, right, to use println something, we can say big decimal other, right? So suppose let me first do control D, command D, sorry, then you will see. So in this case, right, I'm able to use big decimal variable right here. If I run, it will print. But here if you see, I'm trying to use big decimal other, but it's saying it must be initialized. So local variables, before we are going to use, it must be initialized. So here we are not initialized. This we already declare as a fine like val type, but still not we have defined it. So let's initialize it. So I'm going to say big decimal other equal to big decimal dot add, and I'm going to add big decimal something, suppose 90 and 10, right? So here I'm adding again. So if you see here, I am declaring first, declaring the val, then value, then I'm initializing that field. Okay, so that is fine. So val is saying, hey, if you haven't declared initially, then you can later you can initialize it. But once you initialize, you can't reinitialize it. That's a with the val declaration, that is immutable, read only, means if you initialize something, that variable have something contains some value, you can't reinitialize. If I am saying var here, that's fine, because var type we can reinitialize again. Okay, so this is the basic things, and if you see, yeah, I'm getting here one suggestion from the IntelliJ IDEA itself. They're saying you can join both statement together, right? It will good. So let's do that. So if I'm doing here, right, so we can see here, right, I am adding here. So let me remove this one, we don't need this one. So this is perfectly fine. And now this is again we are duplicating here unnecessary. This big decimal is already inferred by the compiler, so we don't need to do that. Why? because the right hand side, this part is going to be put in this container, and this right hand side is saying, hey, I'm going to give you big decimal. So container, no, we are good with this data type. Okay, so this way if we can run it, and let's see it's working or not. So let's run it. So you see first one is printing 90 and the next one is printing 100. Okay, and in last session I also told some like primitive data types of Java we are still using in Kotlin, but Kotlin has created extension classes to provide extra features. Okay, so how they have provided extra feature and those functions, I'm going to show you just quickly what the class is there. So if you say control command V on this one, so you will see they are using internally, these are the classes, right? In kotlin.io they have created extension classes right here, and they're saying this notation, this is internal only, right? And we are using internally system.out.println message. These are the Java methods we are using, but we are using through the standard library. If you see, right, these are the standard library we have with Kotlin. Okay, so let's see the data type. So suppose if I'm saying bell um, double type right, and I'm saying colon, this is double type. Okay, Kotlin double, I'm going to say, hey, 123.99, right? And now if you press command B, it's going to be here. If you see, this is also primitive.kt file they have created, and under this if you see they have mostly all these data types they have we are using here. And now you see they're using number and comparable and comparables. So, and they have created like some utility method as well inside, compare to compare. These are the internal method Kotlin library provide to us. So these are the, like, I have covered mostly all these basics with primitive data types. So in next chapter I will talk about some other things. So in Kotlin, first section was what is Kotlin and how you can declare the variables and how you define variables data types. So that is already covered. Hope it is helpful and hope you like it. Please subscribe and share your feedback. Thank you for your time. Thanks.